Hi, T. Carlson here. And when it comes to the world of cinema, I always love digging into cult classics, especially stuff that I may have missed the first time around or have never had a chance to see. And that brings us to the movie I'm going to look at today. From 1978, this is Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, released on Blu-ray by the MVD Rewind Collection. I'm going to unbox this release and I will share my opinions. Nice cover art there. Back cover. One thing I like about MVD's release is they like to throw in these mini posters, and this one actually looks very nice. Again, pretty much identical to the cover art of the release. We get a Blu-ray of the movie as well as a DVD copy. I'll read the description of the movie as follows from the package. UFOs, Bigfoot, communists. The government has swiftly dealt with many a crisis, but it can survive the diabolical attack of the killer tomatoes. Just when you thought it was safe to go back to the supermarket, you're face to face with terror so bold, so frightening, it has never been seen on screen before or since. Not until the sequel, anyway. When a series of bizarre and increasingly horrific attacks from pulpy, red, seeded fruit, Mason Dixon finds himself leading a crack team of specialists to save the plant. But will they be quick enough to save everyone? To save you? You can't run. You can't swim. There's nowhere to hide. The killer tomatoes are everywhere. Like I said, this was my first time ever seeing Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. This may very well be the stupidest film I have ever seen in my life. It essentially plays out like a 90-minute, dragged-out, really bad sketch comedy show. But that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy myself. This movie is one of those infamous so bad it's good productions that was made on a shoestring budget. I mean, you have these filmmakers that pretty much threw this thing together with no money at all. There is infamously a helicopter crash sequence in the film that is not scripted but was later incorporated when the pilots of the copter walked away with minimal injuries. The Killer Tomatoes really are basically tomatoes, animated with stop motion and the barest effort of all. And it's just so laugh-worthy for these very reasons. It's not really a well-known cast of actors, as this was more or less an independent film. Probably the most noteworthy person in here making a special appearance, according to the credits, was Jack Riley, who at the time was known for his role on The Bob Newhart Show. Riley would also go on to voice the character Stu Pickles on Rugrats, and he'd be the voice of the Country Crock spokesman in the 1990s as well. I couldn't name anyone else that was in this film, and I'm not even sure if any of these folks went on to really successful film careers, but I do have to say, it is pretty hilarious seeing everyone just completely play it straight against a complete and total campy farce. I mean, we even get a few musical sequences that really don't feel like they fit in the grand scheme of things at all, but that just makes them even funnier. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes is what it is, and from the title of the film, you can pretty much tell if this will be something that's going to make you laugh or not. This movie doesn't try to be anything that it isn't, and bless the filmmakers for that. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes arrives on Blu-ray courtesy of the MVD Rewind Collection, and I have to say, for being this low-budget production, the picture quality here is surprisingly good. It's pretty strong with a fair amount of detail and some pretty decent colors throughout. I mean, there are obviously going to be some effect shots that haven't stood the test of time too well, but it's pretty much just par for the course when you're looking at a film such as this brought over to a high-def format. There's actually a pretty surprising amount of bonus features, which includes many behind-the-scenes featurettes, interviews, and so forth, as well as some old 8mm home movies, including the early version of Attack of the Killer Tomatoes that eventually spawned this feature film adaptation. If you're a fan of this movie, or you're just interested in independent films, very dumb, low-budget films that are somehow funny, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes fits the bill nicely, and I can certainly give this release from MVD a modest recommendation. Are you a fan of Attack of the Killer Tomatoes? Did you pick up this release from MVD yet? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos, and make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.